Hey there, welcome to Abundant Source Raw, and in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about eating for your blood and body type. I know that this is a pretty popular subject for a lot of people. There's the really popular book, Eat Right for Your Type, and so a lot of people are basing their diets off of their blood type, and so I just wanted to dive into this a little bit. And first I want to say that I really don't know that much about the different blood types. I tried doing some research. I've never really been interested in this. I've never really thought it was that important. And I tried watching some videos and researching this a little bit, and I could not find any answers as to exactly what the different blood types of people really does to people, or how it affects the body in different ways, or why we have different blood types and things like that. All I know is that there are different what's called antigens attached to your blood cells, and whatever type of antigen you have attached to your blood cells is what type of blood type you are. There's A antigens and B antigens, and then you can also have A and B antigens in your blood cells, and you can also have no antigens, which is the O type blood. And to be honest with you, I really don't know what all that means. I don't know what these antigens do. I don't know if they affect the immune system or any bodily function in a different way. It doesn't really seem like it from what I've observed, and I could not find any clear answers as to what the difference between having different antigens are, other than you can't mix blood types. You can't do transfusions with A and B type blood, but that's all that people really seem to know is that certain blood types don't mix. But other than that, it doesn't seem like I can find a clear answer as to why exactly we have different blood types and what it means. And honestly, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's not something that should really be a concern for anyone, I believe. And people, like I say, a lot of people base their diet off of their blood type, and they think they need more of this nutrient, or they need to eat more meat or more of this for their blood. But every animal on the planet has different blood types, and all of our great ape relatives, all the anthropoids, the chimpanzees, the gorillas, the orangutans, they all share the same blood types as us. They all have different blood types, and they're the exact same as humans, which is just one more thing that shows that we are frugivores, anthropoids. And all other animals have different blood types as well, and it varies so much throughout the animal kingdom. Cats have a bunch of different blood types, and I read that cows actually have around 800 different blood types. So this is the way I think about it. If cows have all these different blood types, and as humans we think we're supposed to eat a certain way for our blood type, then it's kind of like telling a cow that, hey, because you're this blood type, you need to be eating more of this. You need to add a little bit of meat to your diet. You need to add some fatty nuts and seeds, because that's your blood type. You need to cut out some of that grass and leaves. It's not going to work for you. And it just sounds so silly. All cows eat the same diet. All species on the planet eat their species-specific diet. Humans are the only ones that don't. And the pets that we have, and the animals that are in our environment that feed off of our crappy food and waste products. So humans are the only ones who are going against nature and eating outside of their species-specific diet, and now we're all sick and we're trying to figure out why. And there's become this big science and all these theories and everything, this huge rabbit hole that we've all gone down, and everyone's trying to figure out and study what's making us sick, and what we need to be eating, and what's the proper diet. And they're going off of all these theories and all this scientific stuff, and one of those theories is eating for your blood type, that certain blood types need different nutrients. But as frugivores, we are supposed to be eating pretty much primarily fruit and maybe some tender leafy greens, just like our chimpanzee cousins, just like the gorillas and the orangutans, all the anthropoids. They're frugivores, just like we are, pretty much identical. GI tract, we have the most similar anatomy. Our biology is like 98% chimpanzee, or our DNA, and chimpanzees don't eat according to their blood type. They eat according to their species specific diet. They eat fruits and leafy greens. About 1% or less of their diet is insects, and maybe a little bit of meat every once in a while. But 99% of their diet is fruits and leafy greens. And we have to understand that humans are frugivores, and we do have a species-specific diet, and this is what we're supposed to be eating. And just like every other animal on the planet, it's like telling an herbivore he needs to eat meat because he's got an O blood type or something. We are not carnivores, and we're not even omnivores. This is all just a big trick, mostly by the animal agriculture industry to keep us buying their products. I mean, they're like a trillion-dollar industry, and if the world knew that we were not omnivores and we were not supposed to be eating meat and dairy, and that we are a frugivore species, then the world would stop buying their products and they would go out of business, and they can't have that. So they tell the world that we're omnivores and we need this. But if you step back from the science and you step back from all these theories and this deep rabbit hole that we've gotten ourselves into, you just take a step back and look at nature and look at what the other animals are doing and look at what nature is doing. And if you just look at the laws of nature, then it's obvious that we are frugivores. And people will base diet off their so-called body type as well, and maybe you are born a little bigger boned, or a little thicker, or a little taller, or whatever. But just like you wouldn't tell a cow who's a certain blood type to eat a different type of diet, you don't really tell somebody who's bigger or smaller or have a different body type to eat a different type of diet. We need to eat our species-specific diet. That's it. The only thing that they might need to alter is how much they eat. Maybe they need to eat a little bit more because they're bigger, or maybe they're more athletic. You wouldn't tell a cow that he needs to get more protein and eat more meat and nuts and things like that just because he's built a little bigger and is a little more athletic. No, he would just eat more grass. He would just eat more of what he's meant to eat, and that's it. And the same goes for the bodybuilders and all that. If we're eating outside of what nature provided us as food, then we're causing toxins on the inside, and our insides are getting weak. And all you really need to do is just eat more of what you're designed to eat, not go outside of nature's laws and try to, eat meat and things like that. Because although you're getting big and bulky and, swole and all that, a lot of that is, first of all, inflammation because of all the acids and the toxins in your body. Your body is literally swelling up from inflammation, not muscle. And then you've also got pockets of fat, because fat is the buffer basically for acids. When your body gets acidic, then it needs more water weight, it needs more water to surround the acids, and it needs more fat to surround the acids so it doesn't, touch or do a ton of damage to the rest of the cells in your body. So a lot of what you see, these big swole guys who are eating a ton of meat and dairy and working out all the time, it's a lot of fat stored in the tissue, a lot of water weight, and a lot of inflammation. And so no, you can't get as big on a fruitarian diet because you're not going to have all that fat and inflammation, but you can be just as strong. You can still be big, and you're not going to be destroying your insides. You're going to be healthy, and you're going to have some real quality muscle and not just a bunch of junk that's swelling up your arms and your torso and all that. So I don't believe in eating for your blood or body type. No other animal on the planet eats that way. They just eat what nature designed for them, and maybe they'll eat a little more or less depending on how big or how active they are, but that's it. And I know and have personally met hundreds of vegans and raw vegans that are incredibly healthy and never get sick anymore and are super vibrant and full of energy, and it's because they're eating their species-specific diet. We're all eating basically the same type of stuff, mostly fruit, all plant-based, and all these people I meet are so healthy and vibrant, and I'm sure that we're not all the same blood type. I'm sure that all these people are all different types of blood types, but we're all healthy and none of us are getting sick, and we all feel amazing and have great positivity because of the clarity that a raw vegan diet brings, and nobody here is really worrying about eating from their blood or body type. We're just eating what we're meant to eat as humans, and that's all there is to it. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more info on fruitarianism, spirituality, and natural living, and I'll talk with you guys in the next one. Thank you again.